Hello YouTube. This is my McCulloch ProMac 1010 chainsaw. The slideshow you just saw was me obviously rebuilding the carburetor. Finally, after all the years I've had this saw, it gave up, and it was so bad that the flooding was so bad that the gasoline was just running out the exhaust manifold. So I had to take it apart, and you saw how I went about it. I did have some trouble finding online instructions for adjustment of the carburetor. I put it together, and it started up on, I guess, the second pull. And of course, right off the bat, they run like crap. The best I could find was various debates on how many turns to turn out the adjustment screws, and they range, depending on what forum you read, anywhere from 1 to 1.5 turns initial start. So there's what I ultimately did was I turned all the screws out at about 1.5 turns. This is the high speed, low idle, and idle mixture screw as far as I can determine. I can't find an exact name for it. I got it started, and then it was just a matter of tweaking the screws until the thing ran right. Really, that's all I did. Ultimately, I think I've turned them in about 1/2 turn, give or take. I just know it runs good now. It's got lots of power, and I was able to cut up a pretty big tree this afternoon. So I'm happy. It's not quite right yet. It seems to consume a lot of fuel, more than it did before, but I'm otherwise happy. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to include. Again, my experience was I turned all 3 of the screws out 1.5 turns, and went from there. And now I've just got to readjust the low idle, because I initially did it without the chain and bar on it. So I've got to adjust the idle to where the chain will just stop moving. Anyhow, the total time investment was just about 2 hours from the time I sat down until the first pull of the start cord. It was pretty easy. You'll see in the pictures. I'm going to put some notes on the slideshow. There's a lot of crud inside the carburetor, so it was long overdue. I've had this chainsaw myself for at least 12 years. I got it in a box. It had been taken apart. I put it back together again. Did nothing other than put it together, and I've used it ever since. And this is the first major problem I've had with it. I love this saw. It's been a great saw. It has served me superbly for every year. I don't use it a lot, but when I do, I can always count on it. It starts far better than it did before. This is never a great starter, but this afternoon when I was using it, it started with every pull, and I am pretty happy. So I hope that you find this useful, and until next time.